Welcome to the Lokar Car Show. I'm Sam Adavi. We're back this week at the Driving Club at Road Atlanta, and you know what they say, all roads lead to Car Capsule. Welcome to the Lokar Car Show. This is gonna be one awesome car.
And I said, it doesn't even run yet. And look at it now, it's amazing.
This week, we're back at the Driving Club at Road Atlanta, home of the Turn 13 Members Lounge. We're getting to know some of the members and their rides. There's a lot of money in these cars, but no matter your investment, car, truck, motorcycle, or boat, Car Capsule has you covered 24/7, 365. I'm here with Gary, and he brought us a beautiful 2019 Ford GT. Tell us about your car, Gary.
It's a 2019 Ford GT. I got it from Ford, going through an application process. One of the things that helped on the application was if you had a previous Ford GT and you sort of agreed to drive the car and not sell it for 2 years as part of the contract. And it took me about 2 years on a waiting list, but I was lucky enough to be one of the people that were awarded one of these cars.
That is so cool. Such a great story. So have you taken this to the track yet, like you have the 2005?
I've had it on this track, but not up to speed because I didn't have enough miles on it. We're going to have a rally in October, and I will take it out at Apex and get a chance to put it on the track. I've been in this car with a professional driver, and it's quite an experience.
I love the car. I love all the carbon fiber accents, the carbon fiber wheels. Those look very expensive, the ceramic brakes behind them. You been good to your wheels?
Well, no, I did have one accident now that you bring it up. I hit a pothole, it cracked, it didn't break, but it cracked, but it needed to be replaced.
And what would the cost be for one of those?
Around $6,800, give or take.
That's incredible.
That includes shipping.
That includes shipping. That's very nice of them. Thank you so much for your story and for bringing the car in for us to check out.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hey, Brian.
Hi, how are you doing today?
So you're the guy behind this car, huh?
Well, I'm one of many, many people actually behind this car, yes.
I remember talking to you the last time we were at the Jerry Peters doghouse.
Yes, yes.
And when you told me what you did, I was just so intrigued. I had to listen to the whole story.
Well, I got very, very lucky at the time. I mean, the car was designed and built by a Canadian company called Multimatic. And I was the technical director for Multimatic at the time, so just right place, right time. And just one day, my boss came to me and said, guess what, we got to design a Ford GT, have at it.
No kidding.
And so 2.5, 3 years later, we got a car that goes out Le Mans and wins Le Mans first time out. So
incredible.
Ford was very, very happy, Multimatic was happy, Roush, everyone. It was a good program. They had 4 different teams at the company doing concepts, doing shapes, and making quarter scale clay models. And then they would tape up the clay models and make them look like a real car. And then the higher ups at Ford would come by and take a look. We like this, we don't like that. Let's take this from this car and add it to this car. We are taking that bodywork, all 4 of those bodyworks, and we're converting that into a computer form. We put that in the computer, we run it in something called CFD, computational fluid dynamics. It's like having a wind tunnel in a computer. Wow. We run the air over the car, and we get out from that data how much drag the car has, how much downforce is on the front of the car versus the rear of the car. We can visualize how the air is flowing around the sides of the car, out of the radiators, how it's feeding the rear wing. So we can do qualitative, the numbers, and then subjective, which is the visualization. And then what we do is we go back to Ford and go to the stylist and go, this works real well, but back in this region of the car, for whatever reason, the airflow is not really going to the rear wing well. So we want you to change the shape slightly or change the thickness in this area of the car. They do that. Ford's criteria to Multimatic in the development and design and manufacture of this car was, we want a car that will race at Le Mans in 2016 and win the race.
Period.
Period. Literally, that was it. The race car is the car, and this car has very little difference overall. So it is as close as you are going to get to driving a car that ran at Le Mans and won at Le Mans on the road.
Oh no! This is probably the most fun I've ever had. These guys at the driving club use this simulator to coach the members here at Road Atlanta. We'll be right back. It's time for the Lokar Lowdown with Kevin Ford.
Not only do we keep these engines looking pretty, like original iconic engines, we've got breather adapters under the hood that'll help you not lose oil, not burn oil, not pollute the environment. We've got a series of chambers in here that runs the PCV system. And if you're running an original valve cover such as this Chevrolet valve cover, you can just simply hide this hose, run it to the back of your intake. If you're running a different type that shows the breather outside, we've got these cool little guys that look like an old PCV valve, but all the new modern amenities are being handled inside the valve cover. It's a really cool little trick to keep you looking original. If you're running something that runs an actual breather tube, we're accommodating that as well. If it's got oil fill, we're gonna have a cap right here for you. So if you wanna check out the whole selection we have, see us online at lokar.com.
Lokar Car Show, presented by Appalachian Backroads. I'm here with Nathan. He's a shop owner, car builder, and he brought us his GTR that makes over 2,000 horsepower. Tell us about your car, Nathan.
Yeah, man, thanks for having me. Yeah, it's a 4.1 stroker billet block car. Got a Shep trans in it that we do work with Shep a lot. Big 76 millimeter twin turbo on it. Got a 300 shot of nitrous. Makes 2,300 on boost, about 70 pounds. The 300 shot we use to spool the turbos, and then if we need the top end, we spray it out the back too.
What are you using to keep the wastegates closed? You're using nitrogen?
No, absolutely. We just spring them really high, and then we run a 4-port boost controller, so we put the pressure to the top of the gate with just the 4-port, but that's all it needs.
So is that 2,300 horsepower at the wheels?
2,300 horsepower at the tire. It's not a boat. Yeah, at the tire, yes sir. And it puts it down pretty good. I put down about 1,500 foot-pounds of torque once I hit third.
Really?
So yeah, my last race I think was with a like 700 and something horsepower Hayabusa on an airstrip. We had to spray out the back door for him.
I love the fact that you've kept it all street, kept all the luxuries in there from the factory, except for a little bit of vibration from solid motor mounts. This thing is street driven.
Yeah, like I said, I drove it up here an hour. It's great. It actually works good and drives nice. I like it a lot.
Tell us about your shop and where it's located.
We're in Alpharetta, Georgia, about 20 minutes outside of Atlanta. We do Nissan GTRs, Porsche 911s, the new C8 we're cracking into a little bit, McLarens. So we have a second shop actually in Virginia Beach.
Oh, really?
So yeah. I felt like I made a duplicatable process. So
wow, dude, that's impressive. That's hard to do. Very hard to do in this industry.
Yeah, trying to go to Florida next. Yeah,
Thank you so much for letting me check out your car, Nathan. I appreciate it.
Thank you, man.
Scott, you got a beautiful Cadillac. I heard you pulling in. I have to ask, what kind of engine do you have in this thing?
This is a LT4 supercharged motor sitting around 700 horsepower right now.
This is beautiful. You look at the interior, you can see the stereo, but when you hear the exhaust, you're like, wow, man, what's going on with this thing? I mean, you can hear it for like 100 feet away. It's amazing. I love it.
Yeah, it's got a little cam in it, so I wanted everybody to be able to hear that cam.
Absolutely, you can hear it. Now, do you have cutouts on it as well?
It's got one cutout, just so it's not too crazy loud, but it's still loud enough.
Still loud enough. Now, tell me about the stereo system. Who did it?
Dan Haynes at High Octane, he's the one who did it for us, and he does
an awesome job. I've known him over 20 years. He does a superb job. Totally Class A. How much power do you have as far as wattage in here goes?
So that's pushing around 7,000 watts for everything inside in the truck right now.
That's serious, isn't it? Now, tell me about this wall back here.
Yeah, it started smaller and then just kind of built up and built up. So now we're finally here.
Well, it is beautiful. The fit and finish, the attention to detail on every part of this looks like it came from the factory. The suede roof, that's not factory, is it?
That's not. So that was part of Dan Haynes' install fee.
Wow.
He took care of all that. It looks as if it came straight out of the Cadillac factory.
Very nice touch. Thank you
job.
so much, Scott, for letting us check out your Cadillac. This is beautiful.
Thanks for having me.
We have to go to a quick break. We'll be right back with more of the Lokar Car Show. Lokar Car Show, presented by Appalachian Backroads. We're back this week at the Driving Club at Road Atlanta, and you know what they say, all roads lead to car capsule.
This is our new CF1 edition carbon fiber. It is stronger. It's made out of thicker material all the way around, and it really looks like carbon fiber. It's got a nice road design when you come in, so all roads lead to a showcase by Car Capsule. This is our signature 2.0, if you will. So we came out signature edition a few years ago. We had the checkerboard floor, and last year we debuted our carbon fiber model. We protect and present the finest vehicles in the world. Driving on our road, zip it closed, you're good to go.
I'm standing next to two Vipers, one being a GTS, the other one being a GTC. This is a husband and wife duo. I'm here with Wayne. I'm going to have him tell us all about these two cars.
This one's at 700 horsepower, but this one's had the exhaust changed and gives a little bit of that throaty exhaust and a little bit easier running on the track. But between the suspension and the tires and everything else that's on the vehicle, with the wing and the Supreme Aero package, we've got just a little over 2,000 pounds of downforce. This car doesn't leave the track. It just flies around and flies around very, very fast.
And how fast have you gone down the straightaway?
Just a hair under 180. We've hit 168 on the back straight for Road Atlanta.
Wow, man, that's impressive.
Yeah.
And you said she is just as good, if not better than you on the track, right?
Oh, she's better than me on the road course by far. You start spinning real quick and going around and I kind of slow down, but she's dynamite on the road course.
So does one belong to the other, or do you guys share the pair?
My wife has both of them and I drive whichever one she doesn't get into.
It's a great answer. That's gonna keep you going for a long time.
Yeah, I think that works. And today happens to be our 40th wedding anniversary.
Oh, well, happy anniversary. That is so cool.
We're very happy.
What a way to celebrate.
We're very happy.
Wayne, I like the attention to detail in the rear lens of the Vipers. I don't think I've ever noticed that. It looks like snakeskin.
Yeah, just with the Gen 5, and it is to resemble the snakeskin look. This one is the 14 GTS.
Uh-huh.
That was the year that Ferrari, Fiat, and everybody got involved with the car and tried to add a bunch of stuff to it, and it's got triple stitched leather seating, 3 types of leather in the seating. Really made the car kind of separate from what all the other Vipers used to be in 2014. So we absolutely loved it, and we were Falcons fans and picked up the red and black car in a heartbeat. The GTS is all completely done and built out inside. Generally, the ACR is a little bit more raw on the inside, and the GTC just makes it a little bit more comfortable and fills out the trunk space and everything with the carpeting. So,
okay, so it's just
you
really
have
a
all the
luxurious
interior done.
package.
Right. This one here is at 649. Yeah, and it's all the low-end torque, which really boosts them far better than what a lot of other cars are on the road. They're fast right from the get-go.
When you track them, what tracks do you go to?
Road Atlanta. Through the Viper Club, we've been at Texas Motor Speedway, Atlanta Motor Speedway, Vegas Motor Speedway, NOLA, and everything from the road course to just flat out pedal to the metal.
Really, absolutely, they're beautiful. And the fact that it's a husband and wife thing makes it even better. So thank you so much for letting us check it out, Wayne.
Well, good.
Appreciate
Well, thank
it.
you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
It's a pleasure.
We'll be right back with more of the Lokar Car Show. Man, it's tough getting out of these race cars. I am here with Trip Campbell. He is the show promoter, but he's also the owner-operator of the driving club here at Road Atlanta.
We just announced, Sam, P1 Motor Block, a new car enthusiast destination right across the street from Road Atlanta. It's based on a 137-acre development that we've assembled, and we are going to be here to serve the fans, racers, crews, everyone that comes to this great iconic track at Michelin Raceway Road Atlanta. We'll build private garage condos. These are the man caves, these are the urban cabins. We'll provide a base shell environment that individuals can purchase on their own, and then they'll put their final finishes on it. They'll make it into showpieces for their cars, a place to get away and hang out for the weekend, have events, birthday parties, cookouts. It'll become a community of its own. Like-minded enthusiasts to share their passion around that community.
All right, Conrad, so this is the iconic BMW Z8 that James Bond introduced in one of his movies. What year was that?
This one is a 2002. I think the movie was in '99, and it was the first edition. And the heartbreaking thing is they sawed it down the middle. Do you remember that?
Oh, that's right. They did saw it down the middle.
I think I literally cried as a grown man.
I remember when this thing came out, everybody was just mesmerized by the car, the shape, classic, futuristic, but still had old school BMW styling to it. Looks really good, like a grown-up Z4. But a lot better looking, you know?
See, that's the problem though, because
I
people
know.
go, oh, you've got a Z4, and you go, and you want to go, are you kidding me? And you try to be cool about it, and you go, well, actually, it's the Z8. It's not a Z4. And they go, Z8, C4, what's the difference? And then you have to, you're stopping yourself going, well, it's blah, 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 and looking like a car nerd. But it's like, no, you have to establish the value, how much bigger and different it is, and how much more exclusive it is. I get it now. But the day the salesman took me to see this car and tried to persuade me to buy this because the Porsche 911 I'd ordered was exactly the same value, I humoured him. Getting older and looking at cars and values, this thing popped up and I suddenly really appreciated every line on it, the bolt tail, the dashboard, the exclusivity of the M5 engine, etc., etc.
Everybody out here gets to see what it is, and one with the red interior. This is in pristine condition. Looks like it just rolled off the showroom floor. My favorite Mercedes of all time. Tell me about it.
It's a 5.4 litre V8, which was in the S55 I was told earlier today.
Yes, sir.
And it does 0 to 60 in 3.4 seconds.
Not means zero, in case you guys were
sorry,
wondering.
in American, yeah. And 617 brake horsepower with 589 foot of torque.
That's impressive.
It's
That is
very
incredible.
impressive.
For such a light car, because a lot of it's carbon fiber like that, the front hood, a lot of carbon fiber details inside. Now, this was derived in unison with McLaren, right?
Correct,
It's
yeah.
called the McLaren SLR.
I've just always been in love with this shape. I think it's Mercedes and McLaren's ingenuity at its best.
Yes.
I love the doors, I love the hood, especially when you
lines.
open the hood.
When you open that.
And then the artistry of how the engine's laid in there is just spectacular with all the carbon fiber. I mean, it's great to drive, but it's also great to just stand and stare at.
And way ahead of its time and very underrated. in
I
my
agree,
opinion.
hugely underrated.
This car has, like you said, being involved with McLaren and all the engineering, the carbon fiber details, the design underneath the car, the chassis, the brakes, everything is just perfect. And the best part about it for me was when I drove it, the exhaust coming right out in front of the front doors.
Yeah, yeah.
So when you're flooring it, you're hearing that exhaust sound.
Oh, yeah.
I thought I was in an airplane. This thing was just so impressive when I
There's a rush to it that you don't have in any other car.
It's incredible. Talk about a candy store. If you guys are enthusiasts and like to track your car and you want to be amongst like minds, then you definitely want to check out the driving club here at Road Atlanta. But for us this week, that's a wrap. Join us next week for the 13th Annual Heritage Days Super Cruise.